good, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. You know, just enjoying life, doing this Comic-Con interview with you.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for coming to talk to me.
No, man, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Excellent.
So, most child actors do not make such a career for themselves. So, how did you make the leap from kid star to horror icon?
Thank you for calling me horror icon. That's very sweet of you. I just stuck with it. I tried to reinvent myself as much as I could. When I got to about 17, 18, I started doing movies like Idle Hands and Final Destination, the Eminem Stand video. I tried to reinvent and recreate, and I'm still doing that now. I'm still, every few years I try to do stuff that's different and original, and yeah.
So, what was it like having a hand as a co-star in your first horror film?
What was that like?
Having a hand as a co-star in your first horror film.
It was amazing. I'm a big Bruce Campbell fan, big Evil Dead 2 fan, and so a lot of that performance was inspired by the man himself, Bruce Campbell. And that was the last movie I did as a teenager, about 18. That didn't feel like work. It felt like just going to play, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, this is actually a hand actor, and he was also a thing in Adam Sandler.
Yeah. He was a famous magician first, and then he got the part of Thing in Addams Family. And then as soon as my hand gets cut off in Idle Hands, he takes over, sharpens his fingers with the pencil sharpener, and does some incredible hand acting.
So Randy and Tanya found out they were brother and sister on the set of the movie Red Love, is that right?
Yes.
That kind of a little bit awkward.
It was funny, awkward, and only happening in the 90s.
Now, in the scene in the beginning of Final Destination, you guys leave on set for 4 hours?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It could have been 4 hours, could have been a little less. I don't know. They had me. It was early in the morning, and they had me. They had me in this very comfortable bed. They just needed to keep getting shots of like this alarm clock and the fan going back and forth, and I had to be in them, but I wasn't doing anything. So I dozed off, and they just kept shooting around me. So yeah, it's the easiest day of work I ever had.
That was one of your first movies, and it's so really gory death and top the kills as the movie goes. And I'm sure you hear all the people freak out when they're behind a truck full of logs.
Yeah, that's out of all the Final Destination stuff that I get told, the log truck is by far the most people get freaked out about.
Did you ever say Candyman 5 times on set and have Tony Todd burst in the room?
No, I didn't. I wouldn't dare. That's playing with fire right there.
And Dr. Dre loved that movie, and that's how you got to play in Stan.
Yes. So the story goes that Macaulay Culkin was the first choice for the Stan video, and for whatever reason he couldn't do it. And Dre was a huge Final Destination fan, and we had mutual friends. And he reached out to my mutual friend and got a hold of me, and I was lucky enough to be in the video.
Were you an Eminem fan before being in the video?
Yeah, more so. I was an NWA fan. Then I was a Dr. Dre and Snoop fan, and an Ice Cube fan, and obviously Eminem, burst on the scene, and I was a huge Eminem fan, and it was no brainer. I had to do it.
Now, if they ever turned Stan into a movie, would you still play him?
I think that ship has sailed. I think it would be interesting for them to get a young fella, around 24, 25 years old, and reboot it that way. But I mean, why not? If they found a way, I don't know, but sure.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of fun.
One of my favorite films you were in was Slackers. Were you a fan of Pete before you made the movie?
Yeah, totally.
Did Mamie Van Dorn announce that it was her final nude scene? It's crazy because she was 71.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was going to be nude. I wasn't there on the set, and I didn't know that was all going down. And Schwartzman likes to improvise. I'm sure she had to. I'm sure they all knew. But she was a good sport about it, and Schwartzman is a talented, funny guy, and so, yeah, I didn't know it was going to be her last nude scene.
So let's talk Chucky. Were you shocked about how many roles they gave you so far?
Yeah, it was. questions just because that's the job I'm on right now, and we're striking, and I can't talk about chucky stuff. Unfortunately.
What horror franchise would you like to see cross over? Oh wait.
Yeah, that's. I'll tell you what horror franchise I'd like to be on. I've always expressed interest in playing Freddy Kreuger one day, and I know that Robert Englund has retired, and so if they ever recast to bring a new Freddy Kreuger in, I would love to audition for that role.
I hear they are thinking of rebooting Final Destination. Would you make a cameo?
Never say never. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that franchise. I'm a big fan of all the artists involved in it, the directors, the cast. I heard some names of the new cast, and I'm excited about that. And, listen, I've been to the theaters to see every single one of those since the one I was in, and I'll continue doing that. And so, if they were to approach me about being in the end, sure, why not?
What's next for you?
Well, as soon as this strike ends, or if it's already ended at this point, something that I haven't thought about yet, something original and something that inspires me.
How do my followers follow you?
I'm on X under my name, I'm on Instagram under my name, and that's it.
So, fun question time. You're on death row and it's time for a final meal. What is on the menu?
I'm on death row and it's my final meal. I'm having like Texas barbecue. I'm having ribs, and I'm having cornbread, and I'm having like fried chicken, and like I'm having a old school Texas barbecue.
So it's death row and time is over. How are you getting past the
Firing squad.
firing squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, finally someone with that answer.
Yeah, I like that. Go out and firing squad. Yeah.
So it's been my pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.